Imagine water so clear it feels unreal. Lagoons glowing in shades of turquoise, and beaches so untouched they look like a secret. Welcome to the Philippines, an archipelago of more than 7,000 islands where tropical paradise isn't rare, it's everywhere. Towering limestone cliffs rise above hidden lagoons, powder-white sand stretches for miles, and vibrant coral reefs thrive beneath crystal waters. In this video, we're exploring the turquoise lagoons, secluded beaches, and breathtaking coastal beauty that make the Philippines one of the most stunning destinations on Earth. The islands you have to know about. The Philippines is not just one destination, it is thousands of them. Each island has its own personality, its own shade of water, and its own kind of magic. The most well-known islands include Palawan, Siargao, Cebu, Boracay, and Batanes, but the beauty of this country is that even beyond these famous names, there are hundreds of smaller islands that most tourists never reach. Palawan has been voted the best island in the world multiple times, and once you see it, you will understand why. The limestone cliffs, the emerald water, and the hidden lagoons make it look like something out of a fantasy movie. Siargao, on the other hand, is the surfer's paradise of Asia, raw, laid back, and full of coconut trees. Cebu is the gateway to Oslob, where you can swim with whale sharks, and Batanes in the far north feels like you have stepped into a completely different world. Green rolling hills, stone houses, and dramatic ocean views. Every island tells a different story, and no matter which one you visit, you are going to leave wanting more. The lagoons that will leave you speechless. When people talk about the Philippines, the lagoons always come up first, and for good reason. The Big Lagoon and Small Lagoon in El Nido, Palawan are probably the most photographed spots in the entire country. You reach them by kayak or bangka boat, paddling through narrow passages between towering limestone walls, and then suddenly the water opens up into this wide, calm, turquoise pool surrounded by cliffs on all sides. The color of the water changes depending on the time of day, sometimes bright teal, sometimes deep green, sometimes a soft aqua. The secret lagoon in El Nido is another one you cannot miss. You swim through a tiny opening in the rock, and on the other side is a completely enclosed lagoon that feels like your own private world. Then there is Kayangan Lake in Coron, often called the cleanest lake in Asia. The water is crystal clear and you can see straight to the bottom even from the surface. Barracuda Lake, also in Coron, has a strange and fascinating feature. The temperature changes as you dive deeper, going from warm near the surface to cold at the bottom because of mixing saltwater and freshwater layers. These lagoons are not just beautiful, they're genuinely one-of-a-kind experiences that you cannot find anywhere else in the world. Beaches that still feel untouched. The beaches of the Philippines are in a different league. We are talking about white, powdery sand so soft it feels like flour under your feet, waters so clear you can see your toes standing in waist-deep ocean, and shorelines stretching kilometers with barely another person in sight. Nakpan Beach in El Nido is one of the most beautiful beaches in the country, a long twin beach where two stretches of sand meet at a point, with calm water on both sides and a forested hillside in the background. Hidden Beach in Montonloc is only accessible by swimming through a small gap in the rocks, and once you're inside, you find a perfectly enclosed stretch of white sand with zero crowds. Puka Shell Beach in Boracay is the quieter, more natural alternative to White Beach, wilder with the shore covered in natural puka shells. Saud Beach in Pagod Pud is nicknamed the Boracay of the North, and it is stunning, but far fewer tourists make it there, meaning you often have it almost entirely to yourself. In Siargao, Sugba Lagoon is surrounded by mangroves, and you can jump off a wooden platform into open water or just float in complete stillness. There are beaches in the Philippines that still have no roads leading to them, no resorts, no food stalls, just pure, raw, untouched nature. These are the ones that stay with you forever. What to do in the water? The Philippines is one of the top diving destinations in the world, and the underwater scenery matches everything you see above the surface. Tubataha Reef, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is considered one of the best dive sites on the planet, sitting in the middle of the Sulu Sea and only accessible a few months a year, which keeps it in incredible condition. The reef is home to hammerhead sharks, manta rays, sea turtles, and an almost overwhelming variety of coral and fish. Coron is famous for its World War II shipwrecks. Japanese ships sunk in 1944, now lying on the seabed, covered in massive coral formations and fish colonies. For snorkeling, Oppo Island near Dumaguete is world-class. Sea turtles swim right next to you, completely unbothered. If you are not into diving or snorkeling, island hopping by boat is the activity every visitor ends up loving. You hop from one tiny island to another, stopping to swim, eat fresh seafood on a sandbar, and watch the sun go down over the ocean. The Philippines also offers surfing in Siargao and La Union, kite surfing in Boracay and Pagudpud, paddleboarding in calm lagoons, and kayaking through mangrove forests. Whether you're an adrenaline seeker or someone who just wants to float peacefully, the water here has something for you. Food by the sea is one of the most underrated food experiences in Southeast Asia. Fresh seafood is everywhere. Grilled fish, prawns in butter and garlic, squid stuffed with vegetables, crabs in spicy tomato sauce, and shellfish caught the same morning. One of the most beloved dishes is kinilaw, the Filipino version of ceviche. Raw fish cured in vinegar and calamansi juice with ginger, chili, and onion. It is incredibly fresh and perfect when sitting by the beach. Sinigang is a sour tamarind soup with fish or seafood that is both comforting and refreshing. Inihaw na isda, which means grilled fish, is served everywhere along the coast and usually comes with rice and a vinegar chili dipping sauce. In El Nido and Coron, many restaurants float on the water or are built on stilts above the sea, so you are eating fresh seafood while looking out at the same water it came from. Best time to visit and how to get around. The Philippines has two main seasons, the dry season and the wet season. The dry season, running from November to May, is generally the best time to visit most parts of the country. Skies are clear, water is calm, and island hopping is at its best. June to October brings the rainy season and typhoon risk, particularly in northern and eastern regions. However, Palawan has a slightly different weather pattern and can be visited a bit earlier in the year. Siargao gets its best surf swells from August to November, so surfers prefer the tail end of the wet season. Getting around the Philippines requires some planning because it is an archipelago, so you will take a combination of flights, ferries, and tricycles or jeepneys on land. The local airline network is well developed, and flights between islands are often short and affordable. Ferries connect major island groups and range from fast modern vessels to slower overnight boats. Once on an island, tricycles, motorcycles with a sidecar, are the most common and most fun way to get around. Renting a motorbike is also popular on many islands and gives you the freedom to find hidden beaches and quiet spots that are not on any tourist map. The Philippines proves that paradise still exists. You just have to find it. If this sparked your wanderlust, hit like and subscribe for more incredible destinations around the world. And watch the next video to discover another tropical escape that feels almost unreal.